to Greenlands, and it is Mega Field Day. So the store are going to deliver a bunch of stuff down to the field for us. We're leasing another class forage harvester, leasing 2 of these lizard auger wagons because I'm hoping I can use those to help keep things moving. A couple of the Weber silo compactors because we've got a lot of silage to compact, and then I brought 3 pallets of silage additive. Also down at the field we have the 8RX and we have the Deutz 8 series. Got the class because that's going to be my bunker compacting tractor, and basically today's going to be a lot of course play and auto drive and jumping around. It's the only way I can get this field done. So we're going to fill up forage harvesters with silage additive, and then I'm just going to open up part of the field so that I can get course play running. I do have a bit of a faff with course play. It seems to struggle to detect the field. I think that's where I did all the mowing around it because it used to be absolutely fine, and kind of stupidly I deleted the end up deleting the course play field outline that I used to generate the field, which would have been really sensible to keep because I end up having to redraw it and it doesn't quite match. So yeah, just opening up the field there. I brought the lorry down because the plan is that I'll get the auger wagons to tip into the lorry, and that will hopefully keep things moving quicker. So yeah, have redrawn the field outline, got course play generated, saving the course play course so that we can load it into both forage harvesters, and just in case, I have in the past been known to accidentally delete the course. Yeah, particularly if I'm saving and reloading when I try and restart, it doesn't always go well. And then I've got a little loop recorded for auto drive. Basically it is going to follow the forage harvesters around and then loop back to the grassy area so we can unload into the trailer. I had sort of hoped that I could unload these auger wagons on the go. That doesn't work, and the first headland is quite messy because we just clip the edge of the field, so there's some crop left standing, and so auto drive is working really hard to avoid it, and it just gets a bit confused, so I do have to jump in occasionally to get round the first headland. Once we're round the first headland, auto drive works pretty well with course play on this field. It's massive. So I was hoping that if I drove up to the auger while it was on auto drive, it would empty, but it wouldn't. So yeah, we're just going to have to basically wait for it to fill up and come back, and we'll empty it and keep going. So there's going to be a bit of a delay, and I end up bringing over 3 of our tractors with our trailers. So we've got the 2 forage trailers, and we've got the Roland trailer, and we've got the Krone forage trailer. In fact, the one I keep forgetting is a forage trailer. So I bring over the 2, I think they're Marshall, and the 2 small forage trailers on the Arion and the Fendt 700, and on the T7 I bring over the Roland forage trailer, or Roland trailer. So first load going in the bunker. I'm just gonna fill as much as I can, and we'll get a bit of compaction as we go. But you'll see that once I get into a rhythm, this gets going well, and actually it gets, once I have 5 carters running, things get pretty darn busy. And for Rob, will the bunker be big enough? We will see. We will see. So yeah, I do end up using the lorry to do some of the carting early on as well. So you'll see we get that little line of crop, and that really confuses auto drive. You can see it's trying to cart from behind. These auger wagons do not work particularly well for carting from behind the forage harvester. The fill trigger is not quite in the right place, so yeah, that doesn't work so brilliantly. As I'm going, I'm keeping an eye on the simple inspector. That is the little HUD on top of the mini map, so that I could see when the second auger wagon was getting full, and then I ran back to, or drove back to the bunker so that I could be waiting to empty that. And yeah, this guy's just getting a bit confused all the time. It does get better, but it just takes a little while. It would have probably been a good idea to bring over the rest of the tractors. You can see I've done that now, and what I've got is I think at the moment I've got one auger wagon on each forage harvester and then one trailer on each forage harvester. The idea being that the trailers will keep the forage harvesters running while the augers are coming back. And then the auto drive actually worked really well. The trailers would just drive back to the wait point, and then I could jump in them and tip into the bunker. I ended up having to splitting it. So when we cut in, because the course play is on lands mode for the harvesters, and when we cut in, as I said, those auger wagons don't do very well running behind the harvester. So I put all 3 trailers on the lead forage harvester, and because the trailers will fill when they're running behind the forage harvester, so I end up putting the 3 on the lead one, as I just said, and 2 auger wagons on the other one. And the reason that works quite well is the lead one is cutting a part, opening the field up, and then the auger wagons can run to the side of the other forage harvester. Quick thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. I do appreciate the support from you guys. And you can see we're just running, I think, the 3rd headland there still, and we have in fact run out of silage additive in the first harvester. So we'll go get that filled up. In fact, I'm going to fill both of them up because they're both pretty low, and we may as well do it. We end up having to put diesel in them as well. It takes so long that we use up a full tank of diesel, and I have to refill some of the tractors as well. So I end up buying the 82 Studios trailer to go behind this to bring diesel over. Just doing a bit of compacting while we can. You can see the pit is getting pretty full, and things are pretty busy. So we've got an auger wagon coming in to empty. We've got the T7 with the Roland trailer coming in to empty. So yeah, it got pretty busy, if I'm honest. And what it ended up doing, because of the way the auto drive loop worked, if an auger was waiting to go, it would block the tractors and trailers coming in. So I split those onto a separate auto drive loop, but I didn't do a very good job of it, and I ended up only swapping half of the settings for 2 of the tractors, and that caused me some massive lag spikes because the tractors couldn't work out how to get back to their unload point. Once I sorted that, auto drive was fine again. But yeah, I don't know if you can see, I'm running 1, 2, 3. There's about 9 vehicles active at the moment. It got pretty hectic, and the pit is getting pretty full as well. I think for selling this, I'm probably going to use belts. I think we're going to use belts to get this sold, or we'll use a combination. We'll bring over the auto load belt that we have, and maybe just loop a trailer around under the belt, past the pit, and yeah. So need to bring the 3rd trailer over, but it had a lot of 13, so I'm just filling it up from the silo because we could do with selling it. Getting some fuel in this guy because it's pretty low, and yeah, and we're spending a lot on wages and stuff as well. So yeah, going to sell this full trailer load of fertilizer for a rather insane amount of cash, but that is going to be useful. So yeah, 80 grand, 88,000 for that. So yeah, we're going to get this guy running as well. So this is me creating that 2nd loop, and what I don't do is change the other 2 carters. I change them to Megafield 3, but I don't change them to Megafield Weight 2. I leave them on the other weight, and the loops are completely separate. They're not joined together, and that's what causes the lag spikes. Yeah, still going with this first pit, getting a lot in here. It's quite surprising actually that you can tip stuff in here. It doesn't seem to change how full it looks. It's quite weird. But you can see we have a lot of trailers backed up waiting to be emptied. With this setup, the only thing we had with the forage harvesters waiting is I struggled to get the forage harvester that was running with the auger wagons pre-cool. I think that's probably the least one. R1 seemed pretty cool, and it would always have another tractor waiting to take over nearby. Whereas the second one that was using the auger wagons, you can see the auger wagon is waiting at the wait point. It's not going off into the field, which was a little bit frustrating. But yeah. I've completely slowed down the game time to get this done as well. There's a lot going on in August on here, so yeah, just letting it run slowly and just trying to put as much in the front of this clamp as we can. You can see we still have a lot of the field to go. Yeah, things are working pretty well, but time to build another clamp. You were right, Rob, we could not fit it all into one clamp. Nice thing is these stick together. We lose a tiny bit on the edge. When I say a tiny bit, I mean about 100,000 litres, but relatively a tiny bit. So I'm going to try and refill that gap along the edge. We'll see if we can get any of the tractors or whatever up on the clamp and tip. Fill that gap in, because it's going to bug me if I don't. As I said, we needed to... I'm not sure if we're on fuel duty. It looks like we're on additive duty rather than fuel duty here. Yeah, we got through a lot of consumables and a lot of cash, but I'm pretty certain it's going to pay off well. I don't end up getting the field harvested, but don't end up getting it all in the clamp yet. We have a lot of full trailers and a lot of compacting to do. There's about 2.8 million litres in that first clamp. That gives you some idea of the kind of scale we're at, and we're getting close to being done now. We've probably got, I think we're on the last land at least, or the penultimate land at this point, and just trying to get everything going again. When I just left it to work, it was pretty good actually. Apart from the incident I had where I had auto drive set up badly, it ran fairly smoothly, and here we are, the last two rows. I decided that I would bring the lorry over to cart, and what I was hoping is that I could get the two harvesters to both shoot into the same. I'm just looking at the leasing costs I had. They were a lot, can't remember what they were. I was hoping I could get the two forage harvesters to shoot into this trailer, and annoyingly I could not. I couldn't get the minimum distance on the courseplay setting to get us close enough. So that's me trying to set everything down to the minimum so that we could get everything shooting into one trailer, but not to be. And this trailer is actually full, so we're going to have to go and empty it before we even get to that point. We got a lot off of this field. We got pretty good yields actually, basically based off of soil type again. Not sure if I'm going to expand the field or not. Probably going to go soybeans next year on here, I think. But yeah, look, that's the second clamp is pretty full. Hopefully you can't hear my dog being annoying today. Yeah, overshot there a little tiny bit, but yeah, I'm hoping that we can get close enough to fill both. But no, not to be. So we're just going to have to stick auto drive back on for the first harvester, and we'll just get things finished up. Yeah, we're just full trailers, lots of full trailers. Yeah, so the start of the next video, I'm going to get everything finished tipping into the clamp. We'll see how much we've got. I'm going to get both of these compacted. Yeah, and this is one of those lag spikes of auto drive. I think that was because the tractor wanted to repair rather than not being able to find where it needed to go. But one forage harvester done, and almost the second one. So I'm going to say thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed this. It was interesting to record. If you did, click the like button. If you've got questions about how I did it, leave me a comment. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel. And I will catch you next time on Greenlands, where we see just how much silage we got and how long it takes me to get it all compacted. I will catch you next time.